guys for the second time. But look, Denny is back. So he appeared. Again. Sorry, we had some microphone snafu. What's up, Rusty?
What's up, guys?
Well, we're just going to finish this quiver today. It's very exciting. And then we'll show them your skunk case.
I haven't even seen
it. Well, it's not done
yet.
That's all right.
It's in progress.
I'm sure it's going to be something to look at.
It will be, I think.
I'm glad you went along with it. We thought it was going to be great. And we were like, I don't know if Rusty's going to love this, but it might be neat.
You know what's funny is I bought all those pelts here 2 or 3 weeks ago. That was my favorite skunk.
That one?
That one.
Good.
And it was so distinctly marked.
You had some good lines.
That's the skunk.
Yeah,
right there.
it was so symmetrical, the two stripes.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and what's funny is, I don't know about you, but when I went through them, I don't know if we bought maybe a dozen of them or something, and I'm going through them, and I was like, oh, that one's nice. Okay, we're just going to look at that one. You know? But you can spot that one every single time looking at all of them. So, no, I'm excited to see it.
Well, good.
I'm getting ready to step into a meeting. I seen you guys were working, and I thought I'd come in and take pictures and make observations.
We've only just begun.
Should I sit in a box on the floor?
Anyway.
Alrighty. We'll see you later.
Yep.
Are we good? Is everybody good?
How good are you?
I don't know. Dean, somebody said bad volume, but maybe that was before.
Oh,
You guys don't need to hear us.
You just want to look
Read
at us, right?
our lips.
Oh, I know.
Oh, Tony probably has his personal mic plugged in and it's
No,
not happy.
I don't. I need to turn the phantom power.
The Phantom Power.
Phantom power.
I tell you what, technology has some weird names.
This is why I don't ever reset my computer. We got raided. Now we're in the middle of all this. Rusty's in. Momo Crafting is here. We got 21 new people showing up in
I know there's
Twitch.
like things twitching over here on the Twitch chat. I don't know.
Twitching on Twitch.
I don't know what they are, but they're like shimmying around like they're tiny little cold particles. That's what it makes me think of.
Little cold particles.
Like science class when you look at like hot particles, just kind of like tootle, like they're real chill and slow, and then the cold ones are all like shivering together on the bottom. Alrighty, that was everybody's science class for this morning. Good now. Awesome, Don. Sweet. Dean's calling his senator. I like it.
Good.
Make sure you complain about all the right things.
Yep.
Alrighty. So, Denny, where'd you get to?
Well, the only thing that I did was redo what I did the other day.
Well, all right.
No, I just pulled this lace out and put this strap from one end to the other.
Oh, right, because you still had it on the
Yeah,
wrong way.
I had the adjustable part down here, and I wanted it up here.
Right. Okay. So for those of you that weren't here on Wednesday, Denny is in the middle of a quiver build. We are doing something along these lines.
I hate it when you're in the middle of a
Yeah, it's the middle of a quiver build. So Native American kind of style, soft quiver.
Yeah, just a soft quiver.
Soft quiver. So that's what we're making on Wednesday. We had, there's a wooden plug in here, so we got that put on to this one, but we don't have the tacks put in yet.
I'm sorry, I forgot to say I dyed this.
You sure did.
Too.
He dyed the plug.
Oh,
So we'll put the tacks in that today, and we'll get the top put on
I've
this
do
one
that first.
So yeah, so that's where we're at. This is where we started. If you want to go back and watch Wednesdays, you could do that too. But just keep chilling. If you're here right now, you might as well just stay for the rest of it.
Okay.
You've seen this much. Stay for more.
Here we go. All right, this is the top piece right here.
Okay.
And it goes on something like this all the way around. But if you will notice, I've got a piece of weed eater twine here.
You sure
just
did.
To kind of stiffen it up, and it'll kind of hold the top of it open.
Give it a little bit more stability up there. And that should just sit along the top edge, correct?
Yes.
When you put that on, it's going to sit on the top?
Yeah, it will sit. Let me see if I can show people. It will sit
right there.
Something like that.
Basically, that's your top, and you're just going to fold and sandwich around it.
Right.
One other thing that I might mention is this is not a pattern that we sell, but in video numero uno, I listed out all of the parts. It is 3 pretty simple parts that you guys can trace out and make patterns for yourself. I give you all the dimensions that you need to do that. So
you gave them every dimension.
I gave them all the dimensions.
Everyone.
You guys got it. You got it.
All right. Now I have to think about something here. I put this underneath. That'll work out good.
What?
I have forgotten tape. Are you guys whispering behind my back?
No, we're trying to be chill so that someone doesn't
Very nonchalant.
like.
A little nonchalant thing over here.
Cause look at this, guys.
You ready, Denny?
I'm ready. Oh yeah. There she is.
2x4s are comfortable.
Just taking a nap. Just chillaxing. Anyways, that's a bear for today. Let's see here. What did... Good morning, Larry. The hide is off. Oh! Larry went hunting last week. He got a 10-point buck, and the hide is off at the tannery. Nice.
Smooth.
I think Dean has found dementia this morning. But he's also been chatting on the stream since like 6 o'clock this morning before the sun came up. So
Oh, he was there by himself. He had a whole conversation.
Oh,
he just kept coming and going, just making comments. Dean, you crack us up. Every time we get ready to come to the video and like Tony starts to go set up, he's like, what is Dean doing? What is he? And then we have to read all the comments.
If you don't know, on YouTube, there's room 101, 102, and 103. I think the self-help group was in 103. I can't really remember. He has different classrooms all set up.
Dean does?
Yeah, for YouTube SLC. Yeah. 101 is the learning class. 103 is self-help.
All right.
Go ahead.
So on Wednesday, Denny, you went ahead and you put this all the way up the side and got everything punched, but you did not put the top on. So
Right.
you're doing that now. So
I'm
you should have
doing
done that beforehand.
This is a do-over, you guys.
Okay. So you wrap the top and get all your edges to line up, and then this should bind them, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, this just binds the top, and it has that little piece of stiffener in there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And this
hopefully-
whole thing is buck stitched together.
yes. Okay, I need granite. Did I bring my chisel? Yes, I did.
And you need some poly.
Yes. Polly, I
We
need
don't
a-
chisel
I
on our
need-
granite.
I need so much help. All right.
Yes, Michael, that is exactly what we're doing. We are using that piece of weed eater cord in the top. So you're going to center it along the strip that runs across the top, and then you're just going to cap the edge, and that'll
Yeah.
give you some stability.
You can see there what I've done.
I think we did talk about that using reader line.
Mm-hmm.
We sell it here, or if you got a local Lowe's, it probably get there faster.
Or if you have a
weed
garage
eater
with,
your own,
with some
a
cord
yard.
in it.
If you mow your yard.
Right. Now I'm going to punch this top. Sometimes this can be kind of tedious because you got to hold things together. And there's really no way to mark it with this 1/8" punch. So what I do is I just space it out one full width of the punch.
Listen, guys, it's hard being a dog.
Yeah. We're just going to have a pup cam today, because she's usually not a place I can put her on camera.
Okay.
Seems familiar. Had some rogue snowflakes. We had some rogue snowflakes here last night. I decided to, I just looked outside and it was suddenly spitting snow, but not for very long.
It snowed last night? I didn't know that.
You were probably already in bed.
Probably. I don't know. I didn't go to bed till midnight.
Oh, well then no, it was, you just didn't look
I
outside.
didn't look outside.
You don't have dogs that you have to constantly
that's
let
true.
in and out.
That's true.
My husky
But-
at this point, he is not satisfied at all anywhere that he's at. He goes outside and he loves it for a while, and then he comes in, but then he wants to go immediately back outside because anytime it drops below, 32 degrees, he's in his element. He just thinks it's the best.
lace this a little bit at a time so I can keep things together here.
Keeping things together is usually good.
It's hard on me. And if things can go wrong in the video, they do.
Hey, that's all right.
I already pulled the lace off my needle. You had to lay that down flat. It was bugging me.
So really, if you wanted to, you could cut that strip wider, the one that goes across the top. You could cut it, like you could give yourself a whole nother inch and then trim if you're worried about catching that backside.
Yeah.
Or if you wanted maybe a little bit deeper of a lining along the top, that capped edge along the top, if you wanted it to go a little bit deeper, then you can always adjust the width of that part of the pattern.
Yeah. Everything's adjustable, you guys.
That is 100% true. Except for how many hours are in a day. It doesn't seem like we can adjust that. You know what I was thinking about? So we've been watching Andor on Disney, right? And one thing that struck me is, so in the world, our time is calculated by how long it takes the moon to go around us and then how long it takes us to go around the sun. That is how we calculate our years, our days, and our months, right? Like, by the rotation of the galaxy.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so if you're no longer just one people on one planet and you are dealing with multiple planets and multiple, like, galaxies, time is different everywhere you are because the days would be different lengths, the years would be different lengths. Like, how do people have, like, what is time?
Time is of no consequence.
But doesn't that, like, how do people, like, how would we do that? How would we manage? Would you just have the time? Because then the years would be different. Like, you would have different length years. So how would you refer to time periods? Because, like, every planet that you would be on would have a different measurement of time.
Well, you just have to know where you are. And ask them, say, hey, what time is it?
Just that whole concept kind of blew my mind a little bit, and then I was trying to figure out how that would work. Does anybody have some thoughts about how that could work? Does anybody think about
stuff like that?
fantasy world planning? Right, exactly, guys. I'm not on drugs. I just think about weird things sometimes. Yeah, Dean, our policy is don't do them at work. That's our policy.
The policy is you don't need drugs if you have Van Grip.
only do
Only
sniff glue. We only sniff glue at work. That's what we do. Well, Josh, you have any thoughts on my odd conversation? I mean, Denny's just buck stitching, so
Yeah.
I don't. That was what I want to talk about today.
I have a thought. I got my bicycle stolen the other day.
Oh no!
Out of my, I don't really have a garage. I have like a carport deal with 3 sides on it.
Mm-hmm.
And some
little punk
derelict came in and stole my bicycle the other night. So I had this bright idea. Let's put up a game camera.
Yeah.
And then, so I went and bought one and couldn't figure out how to use it.
You need Chris to come over and wire it in.
Well, and then I had another bright idea. Why not get just a sensor? You know, because you can buy those things. It's like a motion sensor
Okay.
light, only it makes noise. Like
Okay.
a siren.
Yeah.
And I put that up and got it working and everything.
Did you set it
But
off?
now every time the wind blows or a cat walks by, it goes, row, row. And the neighbors say, what's going on over there?
You say, say I'm testing my security system.
Yeah, I'm just checking it out here. But if I was a bicycle thief and I set that thing off, I would run away from the bicycle. It is loud.
Right? Well, Denny, I'm sorry your bicycle got stolen.
It's gone.
They were a hot commodity during COVID, I know. Everybody was sold out of them everywhere.
Yeah. Everything was sold out.
Well, that is true.
Anyway, that's my thought for today.
Carolina says, "Who's on first?" That's one of my favorite skits ever. I still I just think about it and I start giggling to myself
About
because
who's
it's
on first?
It's just great. It's great.
What are you laughing about now?
Oh, now we're talking about. I'm just gonna let it go.
Okay.
I'm just gonna let it go. Michael says, change the height of the sensor. Place it at human body height.
Oh, yeah. Everything sounds so simple.
Michael, Denny saying he was doing good just to get it mounted.
That's
I feel
right.
Like, and
I got it mounted.
and
Mounting
working.
it was no problem.
It's making it work.
Making it work. That's the problem.
I can mount sensors everywhere.
Yeah.
I can mount them all over the place.
Yeah. But I swear it's going to work. I bet you no one else will steal that bicycle from me again.
If it was still in the garage, you'd be safe.
Yeah. You guys all liking this? Just watching me punch one hole at a time?
Everyone always loves watching you buck stitch. You know, if Denny doesn't have to sew something, he finds a way to not to.
Well, yeah, I guess you're right.
And I don't think it's necessarily on purpose, but I do think that you enjoy the look of the buck stitch construction and lacing.
I do. I like the rustic look.
Mm-hmm.
Chevy's got to start a GoFundMe page to get you a new bike.
Yeah.
All right.
Andrew wants to know, can you use a round piece of wood instead of a teardrop?
Sure. You can use any shape you want.
Why did you go with the teardrop?
The only criteria is it has to be the same circumference as the bottom of your quiver.
Or adjust your measurements that Liz gave
Or
you.
adjust, yeah.
Well, and I guess the teardrop shape helps the two pieces of leather to come out to a point. Otherwise, it'll just be going around the circle, and then you'll have to make the allowance to sew it up the side. I suppose you could overlap and then sew the tube. Like you could just buck stitch all the way up the tube in and out instead of front to back across the two leathers.
Does the teardrop shape help getting your arrows out of it, getting it to a spot so you don't chase it around a circle?
In reality, the broadheads that are on these arrows are three-bladed broadheads, and that makes it difficult to get out of any quiver.
Okay.
Because one of the blades is always scraping the side.
Yeah.
But the Native Americans just used two-bladed broadheads made out of stone or metal, whatever they had them made out of. And those are pretty easy to slide in and out. So,
Gotcha.
but this is a pretty simple thing to do if you don't watch me. I make it pretty difficult. But the end result generally turns out okay.
Looks like we might start running here soon.
You have a little twitch in her.
Is the last thing that you do put those tacks in? Was that pretty much the...
Yeah, that's pretty much the end result. You can put them in any time, but I think there's no sense having them in until the very end. That way they don't get in your way. You don't mess them up before you're done.
That was nice of Momo to bring their raid here and bring other viewers in.
Yeah. Why am I not surprised Denny uses old aluminum arrows?
These are wood arrows. But I have old aluminum arrows too. Everything I have is old, you know.
Denny gave up on getting new stuff a long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah, these are arrows that I made long ago. I used to be just...
Pretty handy.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to be.
Dean, that's not even funny.
What did Dean say?
I don't know. We're looking at this thing over here, under the thing, and he said, I had a dog that did that for 10 years. Then I found out he died. That's not funny.
Depends on the crowd you're in.
Wayne, Denny is just using a 1/4-inch chisel.
Yeah, just a straight chisel.
Yeah. Now, here's the deal with the 1/4-inch. Nobody makes a 1/4-inch gang chisel because it would probably be terrible to attempt to get in and out of your leather because the blades are just so long and it would just be awkward. So he is just using the length of the chisel then to measure the the distance between them, and then he'll make another chisel mark. So he does 1/4-inch chisel measured with the blade, and then another 1/4-inch chisel, and that's how he spaces it out. And then honestly, with the buck stitching like this, even if you're not perfectly in a straight row, you can't tell because it's so wide and the lace is so big, and you've got so much space in between that like a slight wave in your line is never really going to be noticeable.
Yeah. I like to do stuff like that. Where I don't need to be as perfect as I think I am.
You are always perfect, Denny.
Yes.
All the time. Dean, you got problems. Aww. Look at her.
She got that one eye open.
Yeah, she can. Oh gosh, you guys should have seen her in here with Darcy last night. Darcy broke her foot, or her ankle, or whatever it was, and so she's walking around with a walker right now. And Luna is not a fan of the walker. And so like Darcy would go and take it and go on the ground, and Luna would just spin around and growl at it, and then try to bite the tires.
Oh, she was flipping her head and everything.
Yeah, it was pretty adorable. We were having a good old laugh. What size is the buck stitch needle to put in sewing machine?
1/8 inch would be a good size to put in a sewing machine. I've made buck stitch needles out of just a sewing awl.
You wouldn't want to do a 1/4 inch though, would you?
No, I don't know what you would make it out of.
Okay.
1/4 inch.
Yeah, not that would fit inside.
Yeah.
Like that would be difficult.
Okay.
So Travis, we're using a 1/4 inch right now, but you wouldn't want to do that in a sewing machine. You could. Denny says he's done the 1/8 inch before. Okay,
Yeah.
so we got the top on.
Yeah, now I'm just back to lacing the spine of this thing back up.
She broke. I can tell you. She sent me the funny. So she did it while we were out in Vegas, and she sent me a picture of her booted foot, and then just the funniest message about what happened.
How thick is your piece of wood there?
My what?
Your piece of wood.
Is it a half inch or an inch?
Oh, it's 3/4 inch.
3/4.
3/4 inches wide.
Yeah.
So between a half and an inch.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't use plywood, especially if you're going to put the
1 inch,
the
3/4, whatever.
yeah the upholstery tacks in it because the tacks will split your plywood.
It was her ankle. She broke her ankle.
Lower leg.
Mm-hmm.
You could use a leather plug. You wouldn't really be able to use upholstery tacks on it. You would have to lace it or stitch it in some way or another. Use a box stitch or something. Or you don't. You could just do it flat. I think most Native American quivers were just stitched flat. You know, just a seam all the way around that corner.
And then would you buck stitch that? I would be afraid that the arrows would.
Well,
would you use a welt like you did a knife sheath?
you could. You
Okay.
could use a welt, yeah. But like I say, most of them used 2-bladed broadheads,
Mm-hmm.
and they weren't too awful hard on it. You know, because you just drop them in there. You don't. It's not like the edge on a knife sheath where you're running the blade in and out. You're just dropping those in there, and they don't usually do any damage, I don't think.
All right. I do appreciate that some of you are still trying to figure out how time would work if we lived on different planets.
Does anyone have it figured out yet?
Well, somebody said like there would be like, you know, like the one central one, and then everybody's time would work off of that, but then your days would be weird. So like if you lived on a planet that had longer days, then your time wouldn't function. Or maybe you would just have like, you know, like we have clocks that tell you the time in different cities in the world. Maybe you would just have different planet clocks. So like if you wanted to contact Earth and you're on Mars, then you would have a different clock for that. But then it would be, I don't know, guys, it's very interesting to me and how that would work.
Why don't we like talk about a real world problem instead of like a show problem? Does anybody live close to a time zone, like a time zone change?
Oh, right.
Where they maybe there was somebody I was talking to, and they lived on one side of the time zone, and their kids
worked
went
on
to school on the other time zone, and then but they worked in a different time zone, like in the other one that they lived in.
Yeah, that would get tricky.
Huh.
Just set your clock to where you work.
How can we just split
It's
half and half?
simple.
Let's just go 30 minutes between them both.
Yeah.
But then
Okay.
for how far distance do you get 30 minutes between both?
How long does it take you to drive across town? An hour because I changed time zone. It's quicker going home though.
My wife, when she flew to New Zealand to visit her daughter, it was a 2-day flight.
Mm-hmm.
It took 2 days.
Because they lost or gained so many hours.
Yeah. I forget if it was 2 days on the way there or on the way back.
That's crazy.
One way or another, it didn't take any time at all.
Molly says she can't even stand daylight saving time. This was way too much. I've always wondered that how that would work. And
Yeah, time is an interesting concept that is.
Debbie doesn't seem to be a fan of the show. Dumpster fire of logic.
Why are we complaining about Disney? Oh,
The
because
show.
Star Wars.
Leathercrafting has gotten very deep today.
I've got to lace the top of this strap in too, and I'm just trying to judge when I need to start that.
Oh, right. So we laced the bottom in. So the bottom of the strap is buck stitched in here. So that's how we started it. And there's no tail. You just laced it straight in.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I mean like this.
Oh,
so
yeah.
He just, like,
there's no tail there.
Yep, he
but there
ended
will
it.
be a tail up at the top, about 6-inch tail.
Gotcha.
But before I do that, I need to punch my slot holes and do my little
Oh,
inside
right.
deal.
Oh, yeah, that's the fun part of today's. We're gonna make this strap. This thing.
Don't let me forget to do that.
I have trouble finding time to go to Branson, and Liz is wondering how I'm traveling to Mars. Well, I mean, Terry, sometimes it's fun to think about bigger things. It can be a good brain exercise to wonder, like, just how would that work? You know, like, because especially like in Star Wars, like the planetary life across planets, it seems to be so connected. You know, it's not like people literally have their own spacecraft and they leave one planet and then they go to another one. So like just determining or like doing business across planetary. I mean, we do it across the world, and it is complicated. Like, okay, if you're going to do business with people in China, like they're asleep whenever you're awake, and like figuring out the time back and forth, and then like how markets open and close for trading. Like, there's like a whole hoopla. So like on Earth, it's enough, but like imagine doing it with like 1,000 different planets across the galaxy.
Imagine how much people would be upset about shipping time.
Right?
Say, hey, we're right on time. It'll be there in a year or so.
I got the rocket on its way.
Is the strap like large bleed knots? No, the strap is, I mean, it's similar to bleed knots that you punch like an oblong punch, but you don't have two different pieces, so they're just flipped in and out. I don't know, would you still?
I'm about to show you.
Yeah.
As soon as I get this.
But what would you call that? Do you have a name for it? I call it the Denny strap.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work. That'll do it.
It's just a twisted braid, I guess, or something. It's not braided at all. I'm going to show you right now. I'm using.
How about you? Maybe can you show them not so close to yourself?
Maybe.
Well, here, I can move the table.
Oh, can you?
Well, no, because it's locked down on that side.
Okay, we're okay.
He's okay.
Okay, I'm just going to start down here, about here. And this is a 1-inch punch. This strap is actually 1.5 inches. But I'm using a 1-inch punch because I don't want to, I want it to kind of gather. And you'll see what I mean when I start to do it. But I'm spacing this out 1 punch length.
Wouldn't you guys like to know what I'm drinking?
I like what Shannon had said. If we start imposing our measurements of time to other planets, are we in violation of the Prime Interplanetary rules of time measurement?
Intergalactic planetary.
Guys, I have trouble figuring out daylight savings time. And I thought we got done with all that stuff.
It is next year.
Next year.
Yeah,
Oh, everything's always next year.
The airlines had to have time to acclimate to the new requirements.
Well, why didn't we just do it in 2020 while nobody was flying?
Well, because it wasn't approved then.
Oh, boy, we had to be approving other things.
Abigail is in the house.
Trying to make a little more adjustments with our compression to try to diminish the
Good gracious, Denny.
whacking sound.
Well, sorry. Do you want me to just kind of ease through it?
No, you're good.
It's good, yeah. Maybe I can turn the phantom power off the microphone. That fix it.
Hey, look at that. Blue Rose got their $50 box, and they love it. It's awesome.
I think that one's been everybody's favorite so far.
Good.
$50.
I don't even know what I wasn't here when it was made, so looks like if I'm not here, then we're good to go.
Somebody posted on there, was like, I'm not going to ruin everybody else's surprise for their $50 mystery box. I love the mystery box. And I was like, what did we put in it? But I was seriously asking what we put in it. It was Dan. Dan did it this time. And I think there was some really cool pieces that were in there. But he also put a list of what items we put in it so they could reorder them, which was
That
great
is
thinking.
awesome. Yeah.
Okay, that's all I'm going to do. From the lace holes that I've got, which are about right here, to this last punch, I left about 6 or 7 inches.
And you just need to adjust how long the strap is to your body.
Yeah.
Or whoever's body you're making this
But I
for.
left some for adjustment. You know, I can make it a little bit shorter that way or a little bit longer. Okay, anyway, the way you do this is you just put one in through the first slot. And you just pull it through. Then you do it again.
What?
What do you do after you get done with that?
Do it again.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Jesse. Denny used the full length of the punch to space his holes. So he punched one slot, and then he spaced it out the length of the punch, and then he punched his next one. And it doesn't have to be 100% perfect. Like
basically, this is a 1-inch punch, and there's a 1-inch space between each hole. You just got to make sure you do it the same. You pull it through the same direction every time.
Right. Otherwise, you'll get backwards twists. Which I suppose, I mean, if you wanted to do that, you could do one way and one the next. I don't know how that would look, but you could do it.
I was reading the text. You answered Jess's question, right?
I sure did. Is that the Cookie Monster? Shandon's comment on YouTube. It looks like
it's just like a blue face.
It looks like the Cookie Monster.
Well, let's go with this, the Cookie Monster. Yes, Dean, he is making a Western belt.
With a zipper.
Yep.
All right.
We're going to send it to somebody for free.
Instead of a buckle, it's got a zipper.
Yeah.
I want to see how that works.
This is what Denny's doing right now. He's getting the zipper ready. He's putting the teeth in place of the zipper.
Yeah.
Is there anything free here today? Yeah, we got a little soft-bodied quiver. Time to hydrate.
I can do that.
With
With whatever's in my cup.
Oh! Space-time continuum. That's from the cup.
That's right.
Justin, you have missed out today.
Have I?
Yeah.
I was making this for the video for Sunday.
Lame. Work.
I've been working on shorts all day.
She said zipper. Everybody take a drink.
This is a drinking game.
Every time you make a loop, we'll take a drink.
Take a drink. Make a loop. Take a drink. Make a loop.
Doesn't seem like you're a fan of it. Not that particular leather. I think I would have turned it the other way. Had the. I concur.
You're right once again.
And you guys, when you do this, it will shorten the strap just a bit, not a lot. So just make sure it's plenty long enough to start with.
She's under the table.
Yeah.
She got herself a new pillow, which is super cute, actually. She brought over her donut toy, which she stole from Opal, who doesn't work here anymore.
Will they be alive on Wednesday the 23rd?
Yep, we're
There
gonna do
will be.
something. We don't know
What
what.
did you say we were doing? Oh, I know what we're doing. We're making those. Oh my gosh.
Guys. I have the best dog.
That is just pitiful.
And she picked it up and brought it over to where she needed to lay down.
She did. She went and got her pillow, and then she. Huh? Oh yeah. Yep. We'll be doing. What are we doing? Oh, my
You
clutch.
gotta hydrate again.
Oh, I have to hydrate.
You doing a clutch?
Well, I thought I was gonna do my little purse.
Oh yeah, and I was gonna do something.
Yeah, Tony and I are gonna craft. There's been,
With
I found a fun Instagram page several weeks ago that did a lot of the like Baroque. Is it Baroque? Brogue.
Brogue.
Like that hole punching pattern that you see on like fun wingtip shoes or whatever. And so I found a cool clutch at an antique store a few weeks ago, so I'm going to replicate that and try to do that pattern or some sort of a hole punch pattern hole punch pattern. So, and then Friday will be trading cards with Kevin and maybe myself. I don't know. We'll see if maybe we'll get Rusty in here as well. I don't know who will be available next Friday, but we'll try to do something fun because Denny apparently is going to see family.
Yes, apparently.
Overrated. Lame.
Lame. All right, let me make sure I've got this.
Look how fun that is. I love this. Also, you could do this in like a 2-ply and make it a little bit extra cushy. Like this leather is pretty soft and supple. This is a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. This one maybe is a little bit firmer than what this leather was because it seems a little looser.
Yeah, it is a bit firmer.
Mm-hmm.
Next Friday is Black Friday, which will have. Hold on, let me count how many items it will be on Black Friday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different things will go on sale
Ooh.
on Black Friday.
Will they run the whole weekend or will they just be for Black Friday?
2 of them are one day only.
Okay. So of our 22 crazy days, we'll have 2 items that release on Black Friday that will only be available Black Friday.
Yeah, hopefully there'll be. You didn't get the $50 box. I'm not saying that there's not going to be another one this month, but I'm not saying there won't be.
What are you saying?
Will Liz bounce off the walls as she heads for the door or make it first try? Dean, I bounce off of everything. I was walking, Tony and I were coming back from Grant yesterday doing our Cyber Monday shopping over at the warehouse, and I was walking through the shop, and there was a rack there that didn't have anything on it.
Oh,
and
right.
so it was, hard to see, I guess, and I just ran right into it. I'm pretty capable of that. Randall calls me Giggles with his wife because I laugh all the time.
Giggle.
I like it, Randall. Thanks. Of all the nicknames that I've ever had, that's not a bad one.
What's the other one you had? What's that? Giggles is now one, and Bird.
Yeah, Clayton called me Bird. Well, that kind of started with Rusty because he used to tell me to get back to my perch because apparently I'm a little squawky, just by nature. Apparently.
Black items for Black Friday.
No, but some of our 22 crazy day leathers are black. Like we've got some black leathers, right?
I don't know what's going to be in a box that may or may not happen on Black Friday.
Mm.
One will be coral in color. One might be hairy and tricolored.
Okay.
We'll have black things on Cyber Monday.
Oh, like we got a lot of cool. Tony and I found a lot of hair-ons for our hair-on hour. There's all sorts of hairy items that we keep discovering. I'm pretty excited. We did all of our exotics yesterday, guys, and there's a lot of really cool snakes that if you were with us on Wednesday for the after party, we showed you all sorts of fun snakes that we will have on our Cyber Monday.
One really cool looking Sahara sunset snake.
There's a lot of some Sahara sunset python skins. There's many of them.
Measure those?
There's several really cool pieces of elephant on there. We'll have some caiman tails.
Liz has never had this.
Oh, black ostrich. We will be running a really good deal on legit black ostrich. So
Less
if any,
than $200.
yep, less than $200 for a skin.
Full skin.
Full ostrich skin. So if anybody would like to try working with an ostrich skin, has never done that before, this would be a good time, because typically when you buy ostrich, you're looking at probably like $300 for a full skin, but we'll have a good deal. And
I think we have 2 dozen of them.
we do. We have 24 skins that we'll be doing on Cyber Monday. So yeah, I'm super excited. It's gonna be. We still have to get a few more hours done, but it's gonna be a great day.
Yeah, we have 2 hours done.
Yeah, we have
got
2 hours.
4 more
done.
hours to go.
But we have everything. We have another week. We're good.
Yeah. So we'll do 5 for sure, and then depending on how fast we can get through it and people snatch it all up, we may have the super secret 6 hour that we've never gotten to.
Yeah, Chevy pre-bought a snake. For those of you that didn't know, sometimes on our after parties, we'll sell you cool things.
Oh, yeah, there was some elephant panels, some giraffe, pretty large giraffe.
Yeah,
pieces,
we'll have a couple giraffe.
Shark. Good deals on some sharks. Some
Mhm.
gray shark and some red and orange shark.
How's that going, Denny?
Good. It's kind of precarious.
Anya says hi from beautifully warm and summery South Africa. Thanks
Wow.
for letting us know how unfortunate we are. How cold does it get in South Africa? I've never looked that up. Like, does it get? What's your winter temperatures?
I thought she was normally on YouTube. I think she's on Facebook.
She's from South Africa. That's a different time element.
What time is it?
Off the
Anya.
coast of South Africa, isn't that where some great white sharks seem to hang out off of South Africa?
I would have to look that up. Dean, I'm cool with some 60s. Maybe some parts of the 60s. Some parts of the 60s I probably wouldn't enjoy, but some of it might be cool.
I mean, we did Herman Oak this year for $650.
Like maybe I could go to an Elvis concert.
Depends on where you are in the country. What about an average? It's going to come through on Celsius too, I'm sure. Right now, she says it's 7:50 p.m.
All right. Is it 7:50 p.m. on the 18th? Or are you on a different day? Well, Dean, because we don't have to do an after party on YouTube. So here's the deal. With Twitch, you have to have like exclusive content. So in order to stream across all the platforms, we have to do like this special thing so that Twitch doesn't get mad at us. So that's why we keep going for a while, just exclusively on Twitch, so that we get to do this.
We're trying to get the membership stuff set up on YouTube, so then there'll be. There's sometimes that we just jump on Monday. Was it this Monday?
Yeah, you did.
This
Mhm.
Monday we streamed most of the day Monday on Twitch, just to hang out because my birthday was the day before. So.
Oh, you had a birthday?
Yeah, I do it every year.
You were born.
Yeah.
Well, happy birthday.
Hey, appreciate that. I didn't get any older though.
You don't act any older.
What else are we? What else? Italian veg. Herman Oak. Bridal. This is live shopping day that I'm talking about. Oh, really nice, great oil
Final
tan.
lace. Final.
Here we go. Last hole. could talk about
I-
leather for a
I
minute
think.
too.
I think this is the last
So you lace through the top of your strap,
one. Yeah,
and then we got
yeah. I laced through the
the
strap there on the back.
yep. So we got that, and then everything. We've got our edge bound.
Yeah, but I'm going to go around that.
Do you ever go over the top of it?
I could go over the top
Hi,
of it
Bigfoot
right
leather.
now. You think that would be better?
I like going over the top
Over
of it.
the top?
It'll hold everything together nice and secure.
Okay, that's what we will do.
And my candle smells really good today. Just in case anybody's wondering. Some places got to below 0 Celsius.
That's cold.
Whew.
I don't like that.
I mean, that's about what we are here right now. Of course, they are in winter. No, they're in summer.
They're in summer. Yeah.
I mean, but they are pretty close to Antarctica down there.
I mean, it gets pretty chilly. Oh, that does sound lovely, Anya. That's perfect temperatures.
Look at that. She converted it for us. 82 Fahrenheit today.
Thanks for making things American so we can understand them.
American.
I mean, that's what it is. At this point, nobody else uses it.
Isn't there South Africa? Doesn't it engulf like another country? Isn't there like another country inside of South Africa? Lesotho, something like that.
That sounds familiar from my high school geography days.
Oh, yeah. A high altitude landlocked kingdom encircled by South Africa.
There we go.
What did you do there on the top?
I went around.
He went around. So just bound it all together so it doesn't pull apart.
Cut it off.
You're just going to make some fringe.
About the same length as that fringe. And I guarantee it will not come unlaced.
I guarantee it. All right,
Guarantee
Denny.
it.
Put your.
Now I'm going to put the
We're going to put our tacks in.
tack.
Freedom unit. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Every time I do things in the metrics, I'm just like, this is so much. Like, I can always count by tens. It's super nice. Tens, zeros. It's really easy. You just move the decimal place whenever you need to like change. Like, oh, I'm going to go from millimeters to centimeters to meters. And also, all their words are similar. It's just so. Easy. I feel like I could have understood math a lot better if I didn't do it in inches.
I'm spacing these tacks about how far?
About yay.
About 3/4 of an inch apart. And that's a matter of whatever you want, whatever you think looks good.
Yeah, and depending on the size of the tacks, if you do this, if you have, because on this one you put pretty large
Yeah, those
headed
are-
tacks in there. So depending on how far apart or your diameter of the head there, you make sure you allow for that.
Yeah, 5/8 inch tacks, I think, and these are 1/2 inch.
Mm-hmm.
But I started myself a little hole with a scratch awl. And you can use a mallet or something to put these in with, because a lot of people think it'll mar the tack if they use a steel hammer.
For some reason, one of the YouTube dropped, but it came back.
Oh, good. I'm glad you guys are back.
Yeah, they do have. I think that'd be weird, like
Oh,
If all
yeah.
your seasons were the other way around.
That would be interesting. Does Mary June's daughter ever talk about having seasons different? Because I'm assuming she didn't
Yeah.
grow up in.
They were here, I guess it was 2 years ago, about this time of year, just before the Christmas holidays. And it snowed a little bit. And she has a son and a daughter, both of them 13 in that age
Mhm.
area. Neither one of them had ever seen snow.
Oh, wow.
They thought it was pretty cool.
They came here. You sent them a picture.
Oh, they came here.
Oh,
And we have a magnolia tree out of our back deck.
Mhm.
It kind of came a freezing rain, and the water froze on those magnolia leaves.
Uh-huh.
You know, and they're like
uh-huh.
this big around. And when it started to thaw, the ice would just come out in sheets, just perfectly shaped like those leaves.
Oh, wow.
They just had a ball with those things.
you know what's interesting to me? We can be on the same video, and we're streaming all the same content to all these 3 different places, and there's 3 different conversation types all going on.
And we're trying to keep up with all 3 of them here.
Not me.
I'm just hammering back.
I just work here.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
It's okay. We have more.
The last one. Why
Nope.
is it doing that?
Are you hitting your tack on the other
I'm
side?
doing it wrong-handed.
Oh, that's
Backwards, inside out, and backwards. Okay.
Third time's the charm.
Yeah, this is the one, you guys.
There it is. Yeah.
There.
There we are.
Voila.
Alrighty, folks.
Let's put some arrows in it and see what it looks like.
I'm going to cut myself on these tri-tips.
Oh, I love a tri-tip. Where are we going for lunch?
Let's see.
Oh, the sandwich place sounds really good.
This one is a 2-bladed broadhead.
Mm.
The rest of them are all, well, no, there's one more 2-bladed.
Yeah, that doesn't look like fun. I don't think I'd ever want to get stuck with one of those. All right, so this one's a little bit longer than that one.
And it holds how many? 2, 4. There's 8 arrows here. And that's more than anyone would take to hunt with, I would think.
Yeah, hopefully only take one to hunt.
Well, yeah. I don't know. When I used to bow hunt, I had a farm in Ash Grove, which is in Dade County. And Dade County now owns probably 20 of my arrows because I would always shoot at a turkey in a tree on my way back. That's probably
Oh, there it is. When you're trying to look at this and then reach behind your back, it's difficult. I'm not feeling much like Legolas right now. There it is.
Watch out.
Yeah.
What?
You look just like you're on television.
Thanks.
What's her
Just didn't
name?
want you to hit
Your hand on the tip.
Oh.
I just got really nervous. I'm sorry.
I just get a tetanus shot.
your
It's fine.
wood.
I would try this. Doesn't actually have a string though. What tribe is that bow? It's from the woodlands because it's made out of wood.
Yes. It's made out of wood.
Ugh.
That might be a bit long for you.
It's from
Yeah,
the, it's from the low tribe.
It's Denny sized. Here you go.
Yeah, that's about right for me.
Dean, I'm not good at paying attention to spatial awareness. That's not my thing.
Facial awareness.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, well, at
I
least
got
we didn't-
scars everywhere.
At least we didn't bleed on this leather.
Oh, it would have been pretty dark. It'd be fine. Well, guys, there you go. Measurements and everything are in video 1. And then just you can watch us buck stitch and hammer tacks in video 2 and make a cool strap.
And a lot of what I did
Talk
today,
about space time.
a lot of what I did today was just making everything mesh together here at the top, because you've got a piece going over the top and a piece coming around the edge and this strap. So you've just got to lace it so everything meshes together.
You got to mesh all the stuff together.
You got to
I'm
mesh.
not sure why my overhead camera has fallen asleep.
That's okay. We're done.
Well, I was going to show what he was trying to talk about, and I switched to the camera, and it was real dark inside camera. Oh, now it seems much
You mess
brighter.
one up.
Uh,
I did, didn't
it is
I?
weird.
What happened?
I don't know.
Whose fault is this? There we go. I probably did it the wrong direction.
It's fine. Everything is fine. Alrighty, guys. There is one fringy. And make it two-tone when you make it. Shoot. Because both of these pieces are separate.
Oh, there you go. That'd be
So,
cool.
yeah, you could totally make it two-tone. You could do a different lace like Denny did on this one. He did rough out. And so it's the same leather, but he did the top rough out. And then he did his buck stitch lace rough out here. And then he did it
Yeah, just
grain
everything
side here.
contrasted.
Yeah. So have some fun with it.
That was, what was the brown, the dark brown leather?
This was our leather, the Moro,
Pitbull Moro.
Pitbull Moro, which was our 22-day on Wednesday. It's a great leather. It has a nice oil content. It feels really good. Yeah. So go make yourself a quiver and then go hunt some deer because 'tis the season.
It's
to
cold
hunt some
outside,
deer.
So after you get done with the quiver, you're going to start to
Quiver,
shiver.
you're gonna quiver.
You're gonna start to shiver.
Shiver with your quiver. Hey,
Shiver
so
me quiver.
when is it arrow season? Is that a season? 'Cause
No, this is gun season right now.
bow season,
Bow
right?
season starts,
Before.
I think, in
September.
October.
It's like September
Sep-
17th or something.
Yeah,
like
and
that.
it runs all the way through January
January.
sometime.
Gotcha.
Check your local conservation
Yeah.
for your bow season.
Yeah,
So
I don't know
whatever
what
your
it
bow
is in
season
South
is.
Africa. You'll
Yeah, I
have
don't
to
know.
check that out.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, some beadwork on here would be lovely.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it would.
beads and a couple of feathers hanging off. Of it.
Yeah. Put some big old bone
I'll do
beads
that
and some
on
wood
this one.
beads on some of your fringe. That would be awesome.
I'll do that on.
We'll just make sure that they don't touch.
Yeah, Chevy Liz, I don't think does a whole lot of hunting.
I did get my hunting license one year when I was in middle school. I took like a summer course because I'm a nerd, and I got my hunting and fishing permit. I never used it,
Oh,
but
your
I got
hunter
it.
Safety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we went to the local college here, and like we took a little course, and I got my little year permit to hunt.
I think to
Went
buy a
fishing
hunting
for, like-
license, you have to have a hunter. You have to pass
After
the
the
hunter.
age of like 14 or 16, you have to take it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless you're old like me, I never had to take it.
You probably
I
No.
grandfathered in
Is that fishing pole season?
What?
fishing pole season.
Fishing pole season's right before arrow season.
Yeah, it's hook and worm season.
Hook and worm season.
Yeah, I do feel a little out of place here in southern Missouri because everybody else is hunters, but I don't know.
You're just a gatherer.
Yeah, I tried to garden a few times. They didn't, I
You
mean,
grow the heck out of some bamboo.
I grow the heck out of them, and vines. I've got all the vines that you could ever want. We've got like 7, what are those berry trees? Starts with an M.
Mulberry.
Mulberry trees. We've got all those that we grow. They just grow themselves, and then I attempt to maintain them every once in a while. I
All
live
right,
in
so
a
next
zoo.
week, Wednesday, Liz will be making a little clutch thing.
It'll be
I think I'm
come in craft with Tony and Liz, and we'll see how it goes.
I think I'm
gonna
going
be
to
great.
make a music holder.
Oh,
I'll just show you the picture of it. It looks pretty
Yeah.
cool.
All right.
It's pretty neat. And then Friday we will be here with trading cards. So everybody get their little trading cards out. And we will be doing that on Friday because it is the last Friday of the month. And then everybody set your alarms for Cyber Monday to be here with Tony and I to live shop 10 a.m. Central Time. Not this coming Monday, but the Monday after,
28.
the 28th. everybody. Make sure that that is on your calendar. It will be a heck of a day. We'll have cupcakes. We'll have coffee.
Everybody can have cupcakes. Everybody that watches.
Everybody go get some cupcakes so we can eat cupcakes together. Go to your local Bunt Cake store and get yourself a dozen cupcakes. It'll be great. It's going to be great.
All right, we'll be live a little bit longer on Twitch.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye, folks. Thanks.